Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and today we had the 5th anniversary stream, so a lot to talk about in this video. And what I'm going to say up front is I'm actually pretty hyped for the character pick. Now, it wasn't a new character, so unfortunately it's not Riku. Now, we could still hope for Riku maybe for the JP6 anniversary, but it is a character we already had, but I actually really like the choice they picked, and I'll talk about it when I get to the character, but I do think it was a very good choice, and we'll discuss why. So, let's hop into it. So in this video, we're going to basically go through the slides and kind of my reactions to everything, talk about everything that's going to be coming out this month. In the past, I've kind of comboed this as a poll planning video, but because there's so much information here, I think this is just going to be 5th anniversary coverage, and I'm going to make a separate poll planning video talking about the characters in here and if I'm going to pull for them or not, right? So let's get right into it. They started with a message from the producer. Basically just giving us an update on the game, thanking us for our support, things like that. Nothing too crazy there, right? So we got that. Then we hop in and they had a giveaway. I tried my darndest to get this thing. I did enter for it, but they only gave away 25, but very generous of them. This is a really cool giveaway. There's still, like, if one of the 25 pick doesn't qualify, they could still pick people afterwards. So you never know. Your boy could still get one. I'm thinking that tapestry would have looked really nice in the background behind me. So if I can get a hold of that sucker, that's going to be my new background. But yeah, the giveaway, pretty cool. And it sounds like they're going to start doing these again. They used to do these giveaways every live stream and then they stopped. Now it sounds like they have like extra inventory and they can freely ship stuff again. I think COVID just really messed with things. But now I think that they're going to be able to start doing more giveaways. So that's pretty cool, right? And they did say that some content creators are going to be giving stuff away. I'm not one of them, by the way. So, but I'm guessing probably like Simply Lost and maybe Joseph, or like some of the people with a lot more subscribers than me. They might be doing some giveaways. So keep your eye out on that, right? All right. Then 5th anniversary campaign. And so, yeah, in one of my more recent videos when I talked about when will the character drop, sure enough, it is January 31st, which it will be January 30th at 8 p.m. Central Time. I am going to live stream this, so my plan will be to live stream my summons and the character guide, which is going to be very hype, right? So feel free to jump around for that. I believe that's going to be Monday night. Hold on, let me just double check here. The 30th, I got to pull my little calendar up here. Yeah, so the 30th will be Monday night. So my plan is Monday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. I am going to stream my summons for the anniversary character and then do the character guide on them in that video, and then maybe play around a little bit more. We'll see, but it'll be awesome. So one of the big things coming right away when this drops is the free 50+1 draw with the guaranteed BT. So a lot of people have been asking, like, is this coming? If it's coming, when are we getting it? Well, this is it. It's right here. So basically what this summon is, it is a free draw with 51 units in it, and you get a guaranteed BT, and this banner contains basically everything. So it's BT, FR, LD, and EX weapons. Anything released prior to January 26th will be on there. So basically anything except the really, really brand new stuff will be on there, and you could get it. So the cool thing about it is anybody could pick up literally anything you need for a character. On the flip side of it, you could pull all stuff you already have. But regardless, every player is getting a minimum of 5 BT tokens, because even if you get a BT you already have, at least you can get 5 tokens, right? The other thing that is cool is if you really like the 50+1, I don't know how much it's going to be, but they're going to have another paid bundle where you can get another ticket and do it again if you want to do it more than once. This is very similar to what DOKKAN does. DOKKAN does like a big, like 77 unit summon for their anniversary, and they have one where you can earn with tickets and then one paid one. Very similar strategy here. I think it's a pretty good play by them, right? Now this is crazy. This is how generous DFFOO is. Daily free multis. So you're getting 30 free multis for like literally the entire month. You're getting a free multi every single freaking day. This banner is going to have FR, LD, and EX weapons. So basically everything but the BT for any character previous to January 26th. So there's somebody that could get really lucky. Between the 50+1 and all of these free multis, you could pull like a kit for a character you didn't pull on and actually be able to build somebody from this, which is really cool, right? And then there's an additional 14 free first multi-draws, so like 535 free draws. Like that is an absolute insane amount of free characters, which is super awesome. So if like you're a newer player coming in, you are just going to get loaded with stuff. It's going to be awesome. Very hyped there starting us off with the draws. Now this to me is ridiculously hyped. We are finally getting Dare to Defy back. I have been one of the people shouting, screaming, we need Dare to Defy. It's one of my favorite events the game has ever done. And this is really hype because not only are they bringing back Dare to Defy, but as you'll see on, I believe, the next slide, they're bringing back Crevasse also. these are two of my favorite events. And the reason I like these is they're lockout events, and they get me to use more of my roster, right? Because when you get into this routine of like new event, one Shinryu, you're out, it's like, all right, I'm just going to bring my most busted team over and over and over again. No, I don't have to do that, but if I don't have a lot of time on my hands, that's what I'm going to do. Dare to Defy is nice because it's a lockout event that's going to basically last the entire month. So every Shinryu, what's going to happen is you can beat the normal Shinryu with whatever you normally would want to do. And then Dare to Defy is basically you do it again, but characters get locked out. So if let's say I use Machina in the very first fight, I can't use him again on the rest of the Dare to Defy versions of the fights. The one thing they are updating it over the last Dare to Defy is before you had to beat the regular Shinryu and the Dare to Defy, they were two completely separate like rewards and quests, right? What they're doing now is if you beat the Dare to Defy version, it auto clears the normal Shinryu for you and you'll get all the rewards. So that's pretty cool, right? Now, I'm going to assume if there's like the 30 ticket missions where you have to run the specific character, you would probably have to do that in the Dare to Defy, and I'm not sure if they would still give you that reward or not. That's going to be kind of tricky if they're going to have that. We'll have to wait and see, right? But Dare to Defy is fun. I really, really like it. And what's cool about it, I think people that hated it a lot the first time, I'm hoping more people will kind of start to like it more now that we have more FR characters. I do understand there's a lot of frustration with the first one. The first Dare to Defy literally dropped at the beginning of Force Era, and so you're like doing all of these quests that like having Force weapons were almost needed, but you got locked out every time you used the Force character. So it was almost like encouraging you to pull like every single Force that came out, and I get that. It was just bad timing for when that one dropped, but I've been able to see the vision of what this is from the beginning, and I think it's a great event. So I think people are going to enjoy it a lot more this time, just because I think the events will be easier because we have larger rosters that are built for this content now, right? So I think it's going to be good. There's going to be Cactuar daily hunts again, special ones, triple effects up, triple Psycho Quest rewards, double experience for everybody, World of Illusions, Carbuncle will be up. There's going to be a sticker and status badge login bonus, and then new 5th anniversary badges as well. Very cool. And then something that's cool with Dare to Defy, if you're actually able to perfect every stage, you get an exclusive status badge, which is that Dare to Defy wing, which is pretty cool. That might be a badge that might actually get me to change my current badge, so we'll see. I like that one. Alright, so they are resetting the start dash draw banners, so that is going to be the Squall, Lightning, and Cloud banner, so that's the one that all the new players get. Everybody will have access to this for 7 days, and then your first draw is free on that. That's not a banner that I recommend anybody go deep on. Just take your free multi and that's it. Like, you don't need to go any deeper than that. And then they are refreshing the co-op first meet rewards. So, you know, when you first start the game, like, you get gems every time you play with somebody new in co-op. They're resetting that, and you can earn up to 5,000 gems. It used to be you can only earn up to 4,000, so they're actually increasing that as well. And then they're bringing back costume packs for the Start Dash Draw characters. Just consider the Start Dash Renew just another free multi-summon. Like, I wouldn't use it for anything beyond that, right? And then they're going to have some new Warrior Gem sales, and they're going to make those available for the current players as well as brand new players for a limited amount of time. And I believe you can get LD tokens in there. I believe there is going to be an LD token pack in there, which those don't come around very often, right? Next up, Final Fantasy Portal app collaboration with Opera Omnia. This is just the Portal app rewards for doing stuff in the Portal app. We'll get rewards, so we'll just assume that we'll get all this stuff. They didn't reveal what the top reward will be at 1.2 million. Probably ingots or books. It'll be like a high-end reward. It'll be something good, right? It could be gems, right? But I think they usually do like books or ingots, like, or 4 stones, like things that we really want, right? Probably is what that reward will be. And then I think the next slide is going to be the new character. Let's see. Yeah, there she is. So they went with Pinello. So I did a video talking about, you know, because my speculation was that it was going to be a new character, because it's been so long since we've gotten a brand new character. But it wasn't. It was a character we already had. So I did a separate video going over every possible character that it could be, and Pinello was on my list. I don't think I talked about her very much, somewhat briefly, but Pinello is actually a very good pick for the anniversary character. I think she's a character that people like, and she's a character, and it's really funny because I literally just talked about her. She was on my top 10 unit list of the year because she was so impactful for Force Era. And so the cool thing about it is a lot of players probably already blued her armor and like maxed her out, so it's just about getting the FR and BT. But she's getting a new FR BT, and she's going to be busted. And the one thing I'm going to say is, and we're going to go over like the FR effect, I'm just going to say rip Hope right now. Like, sorry, Hope, you just got shafted. Because Hope was the one that came in and kind of replaced Pinello, because they have similar roles in that they both can force charge like crazy with multiple skills. But Hope had the advantage of having a force, and Hope's force conditions don't require you to attack. So when you use these ramp up skills, you get 50% base on that, plus whatever the force effect is. Well, now Pinello is going to have the same thing. Her full force effect, which we'll talk about in a minute, does not require you to attack. Pinello's, both of her skills are ramp attacks that are giving you 50%. So Pinello, like Hope, can be doing like 125 like crazy percentages every turn. But Pinello, being an anniversary character, is going to be doing unga bunga ridiculous damage. Like, when we look at what her kit does, she's crazy. And so here's the reason why I think Pinello is an excellent pick for an anniversary character. It's because she's a support character. And we saw, like, last year with Garnet, why Garnet was such a good pick. Like, literally, this is Garnet 2.0. Because Garnet was a ridiculous support character that could do, like, massive damage. Pinello is now that. She is going to be a ridiculous support character, force charging like crazy, and she is now going to be outputting massive damage and allowing the party to output massive damage. This is a must-pull character. Just reading her kit on paper and her upgrades, I can tell you all right now, Pinello is busted, and she's going to be busted for months. This is what you expect from an anniversary character. They did it right. The thing I don't like that they did is they released a really sick-looking costume for her. And I usually have a rule where if I already bought a costume from a character, I don't go in and get the third one. I broke that rule with Zidane because they had like that ridiculous one with the cloak on, and I'm going to have to break my rule again because I bought her first outfit, but this outfit is just way too awesome. Like, I need to have this outfit, so I'm definitely going to buy this one. It's pretty dang good. So anyways, they went over like all of her upgrades, which was really cool. Now what I'm going to do, I'm not going to go over all of this in crazy detail, and I'm going to do a character guide on her, but basically her kit, her base kit operates the same. Just the numbers are all better, right? So you're getting like more. So the one thing too is like it's adding party overflow and brave gains and brave damage. So that's something that like Rumba Step and Waltz Step are going to add. But a lot of it, you can see the numbers are just increasing. So like her gravity gets better on her intercession. She's dealing out more damage, all that stuff. The big things we want to talk about in this video is I'm going to talk about like the burst and the FR, because that's like what's very, very impactful about her, right? But just know like pretty much all of her buffs, her stats, everything is just getting better here pretty much. They did improve the HP plus attacks, because the thing with Pinello, her 15 and 35, they're just support abilities that are free instant turn rate that are force charging abilities. So the only way you would usually like attack and like pass her turn, because even her EX attack is an instant turn. So with Pinello, the only way to actually pass turn is to hit the LD button or to push the HP plus. And so now they made the HP plus buttons a lot better. They hit more enemies and they do a lot more HP dumps, right, and brave damage. So it's very good. So those should be hitting harder. I'm going to be really excited to do our character guide that night and just like see it in game. What's so exciting about the character guide I'm going to be doing on Monday? It's not only that I'm going to be experiencing her for the first time, but we don't have any Japanese reference. So like players are going to come into it not knowing what her numbers look like. I'm going to try to make her numbers look insane, and we're going to see how crazy she is in that video. So definitely set your calendars for Monday at 8 if you want to be joining me for that live stream. I think I want to beat my record. I had 100 people on my last live stream. Let's get over 100 this time, right? All right, so the FR ability. Liberty's Minisang, I think you pronounce that. So what this does is it removes party's debuffs. That's very good. So it's got cleansing, restores party HP. So we got healing, brave gain, a huge brave gain, 500% of her int brave. Wow, it's crazy. Restores the skill use of her 15 and 35, instant turn rate, and then you start at 150. So we've seen this before with other force times. Normal force times start at 120, but they do damage. This force attack is non-damaging. It's an instant turn rate. So what happens is they start you at 150 to compensate it. Now here's her HP damage increase conditions, which is awesome. So this is why this is basically like a Lilith set, but even better. It's like even easier to operate. It's 20% if the party has 10 or more buffs. It's 25% if you get Brave Gain at the start of your turn, and it's 25% if you restore HP. Basically, if you have Pinello's buffs up, you just get all of this automatically for free, which is amazing because Pinello, I've already talked about, is one of the more flexible characters in the game that you can plug and play into any team comp. And now our FR really emphasizes that because Literally every character in the game can use their FR because the character themselves do not have to actually provide anything. As long as Pinello is there doing what she's doing, they just get this. So what this opens up is that, once again, you do not need to attack, right? So we're looking at a 70% upgrade for any character that uses this just on turn, right? Then if you actually do an attack, like a force charging attack that actually increases the gauge, you get 50%. So when Pinello is dropping her regen waltzes, right? She's just going to do free instant turn, 50% plus 70%. Quick math on that tells me what? 120, right? Yeah, 120. And that's basically like hope. Because then there's like other little ticks in there, and it'll be like 125 to 130. So this now can pair with Enna Crow. Like, you no longer need hope. Pinello's going to be an upgrade to hope. That's why I said rip hope at the beginning, because I'm seeing this is a direct replacement. Like, now that I have this, I'm not going to use hope probably unless I'm doing like a lockout, which we have Dare to Defy, right? Which is good. But yeah, Pinello now is that hard replacement, just ridiculously dummy busted with that FR effect. It's going to be very good. Now, the BT, I think, is kind of crazy, right? So let's take a look at this. And look at this. Group Brave reduction. So it does gravity scaled on eye Brave. So we're noticing a lot of eye Brave in here. So I don't remember what I recommended in her last character guide, but eye Brave might now get recommended because I saw a couple of big eye Brave stats in here. We'll have to see. It does not inflict break, so it's going to like gravity them down to 0 basically. HP damage, 1250% of Brave reduced. So the more Brave you reduce, the more HP damage you do. Split HP damage dealt 5 times. Does not consume her own Brave. So this BT finisher is like a really souped up version of her intercession, is kind of what it reminds me of, right? HP damage limit plus 100%. Okay, so the 8 turn burst effect. This is where the damage is going to come in, okay? So Pinello essentially is getting the Machina treatment. So we're taking like a busted support character, and we're going to give her a Machina level BT plus attack, is what's happening here. It's going to change her HP attack to Fatal Dance when her BT effect is up, okay? So Fatal Dance is a single target, 1 hit melee brave hit HP damage attack, but it's 7 times. Okay, so this is going to be a 7 dump. So this is very similar to like what a Machina is going to be doing, right? 50% splash after each HP attack, 50% brave after each. So she's brave gaining throughout all the dumps, right? Grants party brave on 20% of the HP damage. So it's going to full battery you basically when she's done doing this attack. Restores party HP, fills her EX gauge by 20%, and then the party is going to get a speed up, HP regen, and brave regen. All allies are going to get an attack up, and then it's going to extend her Waltz Step and Rumba Step by 1 turn. So it's going to extend those important buffs. So the way I'm looking at it is she's going to be doing busted damage with this BT effect, and every time she swings, she's full battering, full healing you, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, we'll just go to this here. Sorry. My Wi-Fi must have went out, but this recording should still be fine. We'll keep it going. So yeah, I think she's going to be really crazy, right? And then more burst effects here, right? So Brave gains up, overflows up, Brave damage limit up, HP damage up, and HP damage limit up. So the HP boosts on there are going to be very, very good. And then increase Brave by 20% of Pinello's HP damage limit after each HP attack on hit. So it's crazy. So I know there's a lot here, but basically these are really good top tier auras. She's going to be doing, unlike other support characters, she's actually going to carry her own damage with this Fatal Dance. Like, she's going to be doing busted damage. She could sit and force charge up the gauge if you want to, like Hope. She's going to be just an invaluable character to have. Like, this is very, very good character, right? Now, here's the thing that's interesting. They apparently were giving clues about Pinello during the Fell Angel event, and I don't know enough about Final Fantasy XII lore that I would have even picked up about it. But the thing here is when they're talking about, like, when you go into the tips for the fight, and I remember reading the tips, right? They literally put in a ton of Pinello clues into there, right? So it says, her force builds up at a really quick pace, referring to Pinello's speed in charging the FR gauge. Okay, that's fine. We could associate that with any FR charger, right? But then, while she waltzes through the air, like literally referencing regen waltz, right? Deleting and delaying her steps, so that's Rumba step. Make haste, and she has haste Rumba. Strike her 10 times before she acts twice. So that's 10 plus 2 is 12, so we're trying to get you Final Fantasy 12 there. I recommend water or ice, referencing Pinello's ripple and snow motifs. Breaking her with ice magic is what you require, referencing Resplendence's finisher. See, these are things I don't know from like the base game. And then its passing is nothing but Evanescence, and literally the name of her LD. So here's the thing we have to remember, guys, and apparently they did this last year with Garnet. So last year, Return of the Queen was a hint for Garnet back then. We got to remember this next year, guys, that if they do a global first, like some type of event before Anniversary, we got to be looking for hints. Because I know if people were looking for it, people would have figured this out. So we got to remember. So the good thing from this is we got to look forward to next year. We can maybe figure something out next year. But I think that's really cool. They're sneaky and snuck that stuff in there, right? And nobody picked up on it. Like, this whole time, there was this weird Ida rumor, right? And I was just... And for me, I wasn't really trying to start rumors. I was just saying, these are things I want. But I had nothing to back anything I said, right? It was just... I want Riku. That's what I was saying the whole time. And then I went through that whole list and said, yeah, these are some characters that would be cool and hype if they're the anniversary character, whatever. But I never really heard Pinello's name come up. And so if anybody had any inkling to that, I feel like somebody would have figured that out. That's really cool that they did that, right? Very sneaky. So there's going to be a retweet campaign. Some very good rewards there for doing the retweet. So I'll definitely be on top of that. Then, as I mentioned earlier, we're getting Crevasse back again. Very happy to get some more Crevasse. This is basically a another lockout type event where you lock out by setting the rules for the fight, and based on the settings, you can get more points, right? So I like Crevasse. So the 5th anniversary to me is a slam dunk because 1, I think they nailed a very good character, and 2 global first style events in Dare to Divine Crevasse that are fan favorites that I get it. Not everybody out there loves them, but a lot of the veteran players, like the hardcore community, like a lot of us love these events, and this is great. So I'm a big fan of this, very, very happy. And I like that they tweaked Crevasse. Normally it was just one Crevasse. Now they actually made like a normal and a hard version. So people that maybe felt left out because they couldn't get very far in the harder version, there's now an easier version that I think a lot of players will be able to complete right out of the box. And then you can tackle some of the harder ones. I think that's awesome, right? More status badges for completing the Crevasse. Very, very cool. And then there is a rework and force enhancements for Laguna and Ishtola. So what's going to happen is there are going to be triple BT double FR draw banners here with Pinello, and the other BTs are going to be Laguna and Ishtola. So it says triple BT double FR. So the 3 BT are going to be Pinello, Laguna, and Ishtola. And then the FR is going to be Pinello, but I don't know what the other FR is going to be here, because Laguna and Ishtola do not have FRs. Okay, but maybe it's referring to the next character. I don't know. I'm not sure. There's some mystery in here, and I've got some suggestions, right? But that's where Ishtola and Laguna are going to fall in. But there's some other like question marks in here. And here's the thing. I won't get ahead of myself. We'll get there. They released... This part's pretty funny because Joshua was like, all right, and now another global first. And then like right before he pressed it, he realized, he's like, oh crap, lower your expectations, because of course the screen goes and it shows Edge. And people in the chat were like, oh yeah, I knew it. Edge global first. It's like, no, it's the weapon glass that he's holding. And they showed a bunch of dagger characters holding the Mugopan. So it is a global first weapon glass, so don't freak out if you saw Edge there. That was pretty funny though. All right. So now we've got Jessie. Now this is actually really cool. We knew Jessie was coming this month, but I believe according to the JP timeline, Jessie was at the end of the month, and they're bringing her right up to the front. So I'm pretty hyped for that, because I'm hyped for Jessie. Brand new character. I like FF7. If I remember seeing a little bit on JP, she was a pretty cool character, so I'm actually pretty hyped. I'm definitely going to go in on Jessie, and I should have enough materials to get my Pinello stuff and to get Jessie, so I'm very, very happy for that. Snow BT is making a return here, and Snow is getting his force enhancements finally. Then we have Seise's character event with the FR. So Seise is coming back, getting an FR there. First multi-draw free. We have Lon and Rain coming back with their BT returning. All right, these next two slides, they're throwing in some question marks at us, right? So we have World of Illusion Spiritus Rama, Ash, FR, and BT. And I'm personally a fan of Ash, so I might actually go for her. We'll see. There's going to be a Lufenia co-op, which is very cool here. First multi-draw free. So here's the thing. It says Ash in question mark BT and Ash in question mark FR. Okay. Now let me just go to the next slide here. We have Strago coming up next with an FR. First multi-draw free. And then here it also says Ash BT on one, and then question mark BT, and then Strago and question mark FR. So you could look at this a couple ways and say, oh, is there going to be like a BT character and a separate FR character? No. What I think this is, and I think I'm pretty darn sure this is what it's going to be. I think what this is like these two question marks are referring to one BT FR character, and there will be one banner that will have Ash's FR and BT, and then it'll have like the question mark characters FR, and then there's another one that will have the question mark characters BT instead of Ash's BT, right? So what I think it is I think this is when Arden and Renoa are coming. Because Arden and Renoa, we talked about them before as a possibility for like the Luna Freya Kane banners. They did it right because they did Luna Freya Kane and they did the banner before, which was the Charlotta banner. Now the next banner like that up is Renoa and Arden. So what I think is this is going to be Renoa or Arden. It'll be one or the other. And then I think in this slot with Strago will be the other one. So that is my prediction, is that these question marks are Renoa and Arden. Okay. Now they could do something crazy and do like the Vincent Balthier year where like we get another surprise character later. I don't think that's going to happen because this character is hype enough the character to carry. They did it right. I think that's it. I think this is simply Renoa and Arden. I think that's what those question marks are there. So you can let me know if you think it's something different and maybe you know more. You're more in tune to what's going on, that you have a different idea, but I'm pretty sure these will be Renoa and Arden, which if Renoa is there, like that's a great pickup for somebody. There's been plenty of other damage dealers on her level now at this point, but she definitely could be a good pickup for some people, right? All right. So Strago FR coming, another free multi-draw. Dark Knight Cecil FR in BT coming, so some of you might be hyped for that. Dimensions End Tier 13 dropping. Cloud BT is going to be coming back there, which is kind of funny because he's going to be on the start dash. So plenty of Cloud love going around, but I don't think Cloud's getting a rework or anything here. Oh no, he is, yes. So that is what's hyped. So yeah, it's in the bottom right corner. Cloud is getting his force enhancements and rework here, so that is good. So Cloud will be looking a little bit better here. So this is when Cloud will be hypeness. So I mean, if you wanted to be prepped for this, maybe you want to pull for Cloud on the start dash, and then you'll have the rework ready for this. But if you're going to pull for Dark Knight Cecil, I mean, Cloud's going to be right here too, right? And then what we got, co-op missions going until March 9th. Lufenia token co-op again, which I do like the Lufenia token co-ops because we've got enough power creep now that we can get through those pretty quick, and it just gets us the rewards faster, so I don't mind that. New costume for Dark Knight Cecil, which you're seeing right there. Then we have Kuja FR. I'm not too hyped for Kuja, but I know some of you all really like Kuja. And that's basically the end of the month, right? And that's the last slide. So the next community stream is going to be on February 27th, which is when Kuja drops. So it'll be on that day, basically. So anyways, guys, a ton we went over there. So one of my longer community stream replays, right? But anyways, you can let me know what you think of Pinello. I'm very hyped. Once again, look forward to my live stream coming up on Monday night at 8 o'clock. Let me know if you're as hyped for this as I am. I think this is going to be a fantastic anniversary. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.